So what I'm going to do now is video, I was going to say video assistance and help. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a live demo on creating an AI website. So let's take a look how we do this. So I'm just going to come out of screen share. I'm going to log into an account and then I'll share it with you. The one I'm going to use is the GoDaddy Aero one. So I've logged into that and let's have a look where it is. Bring it to the right screen. So basically, I've logged into GoDaddy. I've also said to GoDaddy, um, click on GoDaddy Aero, so you can see there it says Aero. You can see it says beta there or better. Beta mode basically means, and as we know from the course, it relates to software that is still in the trial stage, so it's not perfected. Hopefully, it's perfect enough for us to produce this demo. So let's take a look. So what we want to do is we want to use those 18 prompts that have, well, those 18 steps. And then from those 18 steps, we want to take that and put it into here. Basically, you have two choices. You can just write this, just like, yes, this is ABC furniture, blah, 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 and just type in and type in. Or you can basically do it in sections. So, what's the way to do it? See, this is where AI comes in. So, what I did, I said to AI that I, I'm going to do this. Should I write the prompt in just as a series of paragraphs, or do you want me to say point number one, blah, 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 point number two, blah, blah, blah? And ChatGPT said to me was, Kaz, do it so you've segregated it. It gave a rationale to say it just makes it easier for the AI. So let's give that a try and see how it goes. And for those who are familiar with it, as they would say in Blue Peter, here's one I prepared earlier. For those of you who don't know what Blue Peter is, probably think I'm a bit mad. But yeah, so this is what I've done. So I've used the 18 prompts and I've literally just made up a barbecue website. So because obviously, hopefully, we're getting close to summer here in the UK, and so I've just said summers, barbecues. Let's have a look. So so what I'll do is I will share this prompt with you, so don't worry about having to look at it in too much detail now. S- Trying to find select all. Whoops, hang on, have I got the right one? Oh, I missed that first line out. So I'll just basically I'll copy that and then let's have a look. I'll go back to the website. Just 1 second. So there's the website. So what all I've done, so just to refresh your memories, what I have done at this stage is I've taken all those 18 steps and I've made up a fictitious company. I didn't want to pick a real company and start causing problems or anything like that. But what I've done is I've taken those 18 and just basically made up some answers. So I've just made up a barbecue company. I've called it Kaz's Barbecue Center and etc. etc. So let's have a look at how it does. So we're going to paste that information in. There we go. So let's press go. Okay, so we'll have to probably pause it here because it's not logged in, obviously. Okay, so so what we've done is we have just typed it in, and now we're going to see what it does. And this is once again an AI website builder, and we're just going to see if it's, well, basically going to see how it works. I think this is where we need. Okay, I think I've just realized that I've not been sharing the screen with you. Okay, so what I've done is so what I did is I created this prompt from the information. So I did those 18 steps as I mentioned. I created this prompt on screen. Don't worry, I'm going to share this with you anyway. And I literally just copied and pasted it. So I pressed copy, then I went into the AI website builder, which we saw earlier, and just pasted it in there. And there we go. So that at the moment, so what I did was pasted it. You can see there in the left-hand side, um, it's give you information. So you can see show full message. So it's basically I've not touched anything there. You can see it says here building your website. So basically you can see on the left-hand side there, it's just basically going through it. So you can see underneath the arrow, it says Kaz's Barbecue Center, and it's just basically going through it. Excuse me. So you can see, I mean, just having a look at this, you can see at the top, there's a preview section over here. There's an edit section and there's a code section. Remember when I said about AI and code? There's an option there. So you can see here, it looks like it's going through all 18 steps one by one here on the left-hand side, and it's building the website based on that. How long it's going to take, I'm not really sure. So we'll soon find out. But like I say, I'll put my stopwatch on it just so in case it takes too long, and then we'll come back to it in a second. Okay, so I've put the stopwatch on. We'll see what happens with that. So it's still continuing to build this website, and then we're going to see what the results are. While we're waiting for the results to come in, let me jump back to the slideshow, and I'll kind of continue with that for the time being, and we can have a look at it. So it's yeah, so you can see here it's saying now building the header and the footer. It says explore the influence. Use the file explorer link to oh no, hang on, it's yeah, it just keeps giving different information. Anyway, what I'm going to do for the time being, oh, hang on, there we go. Look at that, almost as if it knew we were going to come away from it. Wow. Okay, now I am like officially mind blown. Like I've not even 1 minute has come up on my stopwatch. I think there was probably what 2, 3 minutes worth of oh, what was it? 2 minutes it started doing it. Has it really created this in 3 minutes? Oops, hang on. Tell Aero what you want to build or modify in your app. The AI will understand your request and make it changes for you. So you can see here, this is a prompting me, almost a bit of a use of almost like a chatbot, isn't it? But you can see this is quite useful, helpful. So you can see here, that's the instruction it's come up with. Ask Aero to modify code, add features. So let's have a look. So I'm just going to press next on here. Okay, so it's not saying anything. Right. So this is where I could type some information. So all I've done is I've taken the prompt, I've copied and pasted it, and we'll see what it comes up with. So everything you need for the perfect BBQ. I did say to it, I want the colors to be orange, yellow, and brown, but I was thinking that sounds a bit, oh, God, I'm really impressed with this. So you can see here it's got a cookie thing here. So obviously remember from our module in the websites, this allow once someone presses accept. Oh wow, okay, let's have a look at this. So and I said I wanted to view our range. So the call to action is everything you need for the perfect garden barbecue. Gas, charcoal, built-in, and more. Delivered to your door. Simple buying, great prices, happy grilling. That's quite good. So let's have a look, a bit of a scroll down here. Um, what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to click on there and just scroll down. So shop by category from compact portables to built-in kitchens. And that's what I said. I said I wanted to be everything to barbecues. So gas barbecues, charcoal barbecues, accessories, built-in BBQs, portable BBQs. So yeah, so scroll down. Classic. Wow. See, I didn't give it any products. See, I mean, I have if I'd thought about it in advance, I probably wouldn't have picked a product oriented one, because it would have been made the demo a lot more difficult. But that's pretty impressive, isn't it? So you can view our range. I'll click on that shortly. What our customers say. I did want reviews at the bottom. Basically, well, you've seen the 18-step prompts. So if we just quickly flash back to the 18-step prompts, let me just give us 1 second, guys. So these are the 18 steps, as I mentioned. I wrote down these bits of information. So what I did, just to explain to you again, I went to ChatGPT and said, here's my 18 steps. I took an image of this, by the way. I took a screenshot of it, give it to ChatGPT, and said, this is what I'm going to read out to you. And it actually said to me, is when you're reading it out to me, say one business name, two, what we sell. And obviously that led me to telling you guys that we need to not just do series of paragraphs. And then I even questioned it. I said, can I not just give you loads of paragraphs? It says, no, do this step by step and give me the individual steps. It'll be better for me. So this is basically what I've asked it. I mean, this is basically the information I've given it. I've got the prompt, which I'm going to share with you. And that's the final prompt that ChatGPT gave. Because obviously, when I was talking to ChatGPT about it, I was umming and ahhing, and it's basically made it better for me. And I think that's a great use of AI. So let's just go back to the demo. Let me just work on it for you again. So there we go. So you can see here, yeah, I made up some address in the northwest of England. You can see there it's just made up of. See, I didn't give it a phone number. So it says a Kaz's barbecue. So that it's made up the email itself. See, so you can see it's doing information. So as I mentioned, I've not overcomplicated it. I've not said this is my domain name. Make sure everyone belongs to this domain. Then if I buy a domain or you buy a domain, you just go along and change that. You can see these social media buttons. I didn't ask for them, but it's done it itself. I did say that the business is about 6 or 7 years old, so that's good. But that's quite impressive. So let's go back to the top of this page. And remember, this has been created in like 3 minutes, but maybe it's and I did say to I want 20% off everything until May 2026, and it's done that. That's pretty impressive. So rather than clicking on view our range, I'm going to go across these buttons here. Actually, let me just click on view our range. See, can you see there? View our range there. View our range at the top right as well. So if I click on that, oh, is it gonna go build this page? Ah, right, okay. Let me just click on products. So this is the bit it's going to build, isn't it? I'm thinking. So go back again. It's quite good doing a demo like this, so at least you get to see the real life of what's going on. So basically, it's taken, yeah, 3 minutes to build the homepage. I almost sound a bit disappointed now, don't I? But it just shows you the level of technology and how impatient we've become as users. So yeah, so you can see there, that's who's done that. So let me just have a bit of a play around this. So uh, what do you think of the design? Okay, rather than me getting ahead of myself, let's just go here. So the next question it says, what do you think of the design? Looks great. Let's build a. Ah, okay. So it's basically created this to say, Kaz, what do you think? So rather than committing itself to the whole website, it's basically what we've done. The sensible thing is that here's the initial page. What do you think of it? So looks great. Let's build the catalog. Let's build the checkout flow. change the color theme. No, I'm happy with that. I'm quite, well, actually, I'm quite impressed. So let's just say it looks great. Okay, so this is probably a good example of chatbots or AI bots. So you can see there, I've said looks great, and it's now moving on to the next bit of thinking. So now it says, now I'll build a product catalog. Let me get a few more product images and then create the page and data. So just to remind you, I just said to it in my prompt, which obviously you'll have access to, I've said to it, um, I've said to it in my prompt that we sell products online, we sell them at our store. So basically, I've said we do both online and in store, and it's basic. So and I didn't give it any information more than that. I said basically what it says in there on the home screen that we sell a whole range of barbecues from built-in, gas ones, portable ones, bit of everything, and I've just basically said that. So now it's kind of done a bit of a check, hasn't it, with us? It said to me, "Do you like what we've done so far?" I said, "Yes, I think it's great." So now it's creating this product catalog, probably for this main call to action button, this for our view our range. Because at the moment when we're clicking on view our range, it's not giving us that data. So let me just click on About Us. Does it kind of uh, have anything there? No, same again. So yeah, so there we can see. So what I've seen with other websites, I've done this demo with other platforms, and what's usually happened is that I've typed in the prompt, and then it's taken away the prompt and created a website in literally what, probably about 5 minutes. And then I've done this live with learners. I mean, you may have seen some of the posts on LinkedIn, but I've done this live with learners, and it's just created the website. But it looks like GoDaddy Aero is saying, and I must say that I think, and obviously from all the ones I've used so far, I think this is the best. And I'll not mention the ones I've used and what I thought of them, but yeah, I've used several, but this homepage for this is probably the best I've seen. So, just going back to what we've mentioned, so you can see now it's doing a bit of thinking. Oh, okay, so it's just kind of okay, so it's oh right. So now it's created this. Wow, okay, so this is the products it's created. Look at that, it's priced up. The products, charcoal barbecue, and I said to it, we don't sell food, which is good. It said we sell utensils. It's priced the utensils up. I mean, this is pretty impressive, isn't it? And I like this here, because I said to it, we are like a friendly type of place. And you can see that feels quite friendly. Not sure which which is right for you. Get in touch. I mean, that's quite good. So let me just go back to the home page. Whoops, let me scroll up. Yeah, so that's back to the home page. If I click view our range, yes. So products and view our range is the same. Let's just see if I press gas barbecues, charcoal barbecues. Okay, right. So they're all on one page. That's good. So the question it's asking now, what would you like me to build next? So it says build the shopping basket and checkout, build individual product detail pages, build the about us page, adjust the product catalog. I'm going to go with about us page only because that'll probably be easier to do, and we'll see what it comes up with. So you can see this is what GoDaddy Aero is doing. So I should have probably restarted the timer on it, really, shouldn't I? Because it's not just doing it in 1 minute. So initially, let's just say the home page it probably created in about 3 minutes. It's obviously the timer will be, but I'm doing this in real time with you guys. So what I'll do is I'll go back through the recording just to see how long it's taking and what it's doing. And you can see the thought process, can't you? Because we've said build the about us page, and now it's going for the about us bit. So now it's doing that. So you can see here, homepage done, header and footer done. Remember the footer where the email and the address was. Product page done, which is the view our range. About us page being done. The contact page, obviously that's something that needs to be done as well. And I suppose the one that I'd probably be most looking forward to, that I will ask it to do later, is the sorry, is the payment page. I would love to, because I said to it, I want it to have it include. So basically, obviously, you'll see from the prompt, I basically want it to be very easy. I've said someone should be able to just go onto the website, buy what they want, and then pay for it very easily. And then I use the examples of Apple Pay and Android Pay. So what I will do now is once again I'm going to slip back to I'm going to jump back to the slideshow. It does give me a beep in my ear to let me know that something's done. So it was before when it kind of talked about the About Us page, I heard a quick bleep in my ear. So if when it does bleep, I will come back to that. In the meantime, I'm going to go back to the slideshow. So that is creating a live demo of the website. Then what you're going to do, obviously, don't do it right now, yeah, but do it at the. Oh, I'm gonna have to say the beep in my ear, so I'm gonna go back to that. There we go. Oh God, that is a screen. Well, that's not a screenshot. That's a picture of something called long site market. See, there's one of the errors. But once again, see how we didn't overcomplicate it. I didn't upload an image and say this is our storefront or this is where we are based. This is basically this AI has gone onto Google or whatever and extracted an image of a market in Greater Manchester because Longsight, I think it's Longsight, is part of Greater Manchester. So it's basically picks that. So you can see here, born from passion for great barbecues. Oh, right, see, now we're in the About Us page I asked it to do. So our values, and this is once again related to my prompt, real people, real passion, real barbecues. So it's kind of once again used. See, these images you can change. So if you're looking at this image thing, oh, it looks a bit AI, or I'm not quite happy with it, that's an easy job with it. At least you don't have to create the whole website. Rooted in berries serving the Northwest. I think that's actually a picture from Cheetham Hill. That's another part of Manchester, if I'm not too mistaken. Um, let's have a look. Come and see us in store. So you can see it's done that. Right, so let's have a look at this. So, so now it's asked the same question. Build individual product pages. So build individual product detail pages. So now let's have a look what it means by that. Oops. If I click on products and I click on this, that's what it means by build a product page. So you can see it's a step by step. And initially, I was hoping to just build the whole thing and that's it done. But if you think about it, this is better. It might take a little bit longer, but, and once again, I'm talking my way through this with you guys. So you can see, if you were doing this on your own, it might be a bit quicker. But you can see now what the options build individual product page details, which means a product page for each one of those. Build a shopping basket, build a contact page, adjust the About Us page. About Us page, the only thing we're going to have to adjust is the image, so let's not worry about that. So we'll tick that off as job done. Homepage is done. Product page is done. Let's say build a contact page. And then what I'll do is I'll build contact page, then I'll go for the product page, and then I'll go for basket and checkout. I'm leaving basket and checkout till the end because I've got a feeling it's going to be the hardest one. But let's have a look. So let's just say build contact us page. So once again, now at the risk of repeating myself, you can see what it's doing. So the process now, I'll just unshare my screen. You can see it's in the same process, or just so I can talk to you. So you can see now what it's done. We basically took our 18 steps, we created a prompt from that, but our prompt was segregated into 18 different sections. I then took that from ChatGPT because it was my prompt because I gave it all the information. So when I was talking to ChatGPT, I made up the company like Kaz's Barbecue. All the information, those 18 steps, was done by me. Obviously, it's a fictitious company, but it was still done by me. So if you've got it and you're doing it for your own company or even a client's company, or maybe a company you've got an idea, think, I want to build this company, or I've had this idea for ages and I've never got round to it. Now you can get round to it because AI can do it for you. I mean, it's fantastic the opportunities it creates. How many things have you put off in your life in terms of businesses because you don't have the time to do it? How many websites have you built in your brain and your mind and thought, I wish I could just do this, or I wish I had the money to do this? Now AI provides opportunities. How much of an opportunity, I suppose we'll see later, but you can see the difference it's making already. So I took the 18 steps. I said to ChatGPT, I sent it a screenshot and said, here is here's my prompt, and I'm going to read it out to you. I asked ChatGPT how you want it to do, and it said, Kaz, read number one and tell me it's number one, then say number two and tell me the title, and then read it out, and so on and so on. I confirmed with ChatGPT, can I just write paragraphs? It says no. I've just heard a beep in my ear, so I'm going to go back to that in a second. So I confirmed with ChatGPT the structure of how the prompt should be, and it said have all 18 sections and then give me the information. And then no, read out one section at a time and tell me what the section is called. That's exactly what I did. And then what ChatGPT did was basically the information I gave it, it just put it in a structured format because obviously it's taken off my ums, my ers, and anything else that maybe I've overdone it on a certain bit. It's kind of just took that information and give me that prompt. The prompt, which obviously you have access to right now, is the one that I've used. So basically, I've copied and pasted that straight into GoDaddy, which I did in front of you. And then what we've done is what you've seen on the screen. It created the home page. Then it kind of said, are you happy with that? Once we were happy with that, it created the next page. Anyway, it's created the contact us page now. So let's just jump back into screen share and show you that. Okay, so you can see this time the orange bit is highlighted on there. It says get in touch. First impressions, it could be with an image, really, couldn't it? So you can see that, oh, look at that, it's created a contact form. I didn't even ask it to. So yeah, let's see what happens with that. And what will be interesting to see is once I fill out that contact page, where would it go to? Or maybe they're the little bits I'll need to fill in. So obviously it's just made up Kaz's Barbecue Centre. The Rock is if I remember correctly, is a shopping centre in Bury. So that's why I just called it One the Rock. And this is a screenshot from a street in another part of Manchester. It tells you how you can get to it. See, I didn't ask it for this information. This is the stuff it's done itself. But once again, these are the things that you can fine tune. Obviously, if it was a real business, I'd have a real address and the real images. But apart from having maybe here where it says get in touch, would have been nice to see a nice picture or something. But apart from that, I suppose maybe I'm getting a bit too fussy there. But let's go back to this. So we can see now it's created that. And what I'm saying is that even if there's things, if like obviously that phone number, it's just made up on its own. But that's a small thing to change, isn't it? So here it's asking the question, what would you like to do next? Build product pages, contact page, publish the site. See, now we're getting closer. That's the first time we've seen the option to publish the site. So what we're going to say is, and I said to you, I'm going to leave shopping basket till the end. So what I'm going to say is build the individual product pages. I think altogether was there about 11 products or something like that. So now it's going to build an individual product page for those. I suppose if I was being, I suppose I wasn't thinking this, but it's probably easier to build a checkout section once the product pages are done, aren't there? But let's find out. Anyway, so yeah, just going back to what we were talking about, I did those 18 steps, I copied and pasted it, and now we're going through that process. And if you think about it, I mean, just going back to my timer, which is on about, well, just on 11 minutes, I missed a little bit out at the middle, at the start, probably about 2 or 3 minutes, and then in the middle bit where I'd kind of press stop. So maybe let's just say maximum, we've been doing this for about 20 minutes or so. See, and you can see this is where we're up to. Obviously, there's probably a bit of extra time that I used to create the prompt in the first place, but like I said, it was a fictitious one, so I've just kind of made stuff up, but I've written those 18 things out as I described to you. And yeah, this is the stage that we're up to. So once again, I'm going to kind of let it continue with that. Jump back to the slides. Um, and just show you this. So what we're going to do is now I'm going to say it's your turn. So you've seen the 18-step prompt and how I've used it. I've explained that in quite detail. So what you're going to do is select a platform of your choice. Remember, keep it free at this stage. I'm not going to reimburse you if you start signing up for stuff. This is meant to be a free one. Pick a business, as I mentioned, your own or a fictitious one. Like I say, I was doing a demo, so I just made up a fictitious one. And as I mentioned to you, you could do it for your own business or a business idea you've had or whatever it might be. And then you're going to use the 18-step prompt to create your own website. And remember, this will be the first draft and will be improved. So when we first got it, I mean, to be honest, the way it's been doing it, we've not really needed drafts, but I'm just letting it do it. So, for example, the phone numbers I didn't change at that point and things like that. So, I've not mentioned what the phone number is. I've not mentioned an email address. The only thing I mentioned was the postal address. So, I said 1 The Rock, Bury, Greater Manchester. That's all I said. And I've heard another beep in my ear, which means it must have finished that. So let's go back to the, sorry, I'm on two screens as you know. I'm just going to click on it. Okay, so let's have a look what it says here. So what would you like to build next? So it's basically done the product pages. So let's have a look if that works. Click on products, click on this one. Ah, there we go. There's a product page. That's quite impressive, isn't it? I mean, if you saw that on some company's website, and you can see here the bit of the psychological pricing, you know, what we've talked about earlier on in the course, well, earlier on in the other modules, if you've done them, and you can see, I mean, I mean, I'm pretty impressed with that. It looks professional. It doesn't look like a cheap website, or not to me. I mean, maybe some coders out there, or software, or website developers will be saying, actually, Kaz, it's not that good. But I mean, for what we've done, it's not bad. I'm impressed. So you can see the products are done now. So now the final bit, if you like, make the shopping basket. So contact form we're okay with because we'll change that ourselves. Publish the site, refine the design. So I suppose it gives us choice. So, but let's for the time being build the shopping basket and let's see. All right. So what I'm doing now, what I think will probably be the hardest bit, the shopping bit, the basket. I mean, how is it going to work out? How to use Apple Pay and things like that? Is the software that clever that it can work that out? Anyway, so we'll let it think about that, and we'll just jump back to what we were doing. So, activity time. So, as I mentioned, you can do it for your own website or a fictitious one, and then use the 18-step prompt in the way I've described. And remember, this will be a first draft and will be improved. So, depending on what platform you use, so if you use GoDaddy Aero in the way I've just done, you can see it does a bit at a time. I've used other software where you put the information in and boom, it gives you the whole website literally in 6 or 7 minutes. And it's mind blowing. Sometimes it's done it in 3 minutes. So, I mean, you've got the list of other, let me just click on the, so there's the list of some of the options that you've got. We've done obviously GoDaddy Aero in this case, but it's entirely up to you how to play around with it. I always do one demo just to show you. Maybe there's others that you know of, but I think the key is the 18 steps to an AI website. Just make sure you include these 18 steps. And once you've included them, I think that's what's going to make it count for you. So the live demo, which we've just done, or we're in the process of doing, and then the activity time, it's just something I'm going to be asking you to do when you once we've done this. So that is the demo of the website and the activity that you're going to do, and you can see we can create a pretty impressive website. One thing to, well, I'll just come off the screen for a second, and hopefully I'll remember to go back into screen share shortly. One thing to remember is that there is going to be a cost attributed to this. At the moment, I've not paid any money, but if I publish this site, remember earlier on in the module, well, in the main part of the module, we've talked about how much it costs to run a website and then and the other costs associated with it. And in this case, I'm sure GoDaddy Aero will have a pricing structure. I think if I remember correctly, for what we've spoke about in the past, it's usually between 10 and 30 pounds a month. However, you'll soon find out, and they're all different. In some cases, you can use it for free. So you could create your AI website and use it for free. But once again, if you're not going to have a custom domain, so you're going to have something like kazsbarbecue.com. Well, no, you're going to have ABC website domains dot kazsbarbecuecenter.com, something like that. Because obviously, if you're not going to pay them, they're going to advertise their own product. However, if you're going to do something yourself, and well, yeah, if you're going to do something and then you want to make it published, then you can pay for it. But once again, the payment is kind of, well, it's only up to you. I'm not suggesting you do it. As I mentioned, you won't be reimbursed for any payments you make or any ideas you do. But I mean, if you do make a great website or something you're happy with, and then well, obviously, yeah, give me some credit for it. You can join the others and leave me a LinkedIn review. But yeah, so hopefully that now gives you enough information about what we've been talking about, how the process works, and what it does. And hopefully, when you go to do your activity, it will be well, yeah. Hopefully, when you do your activity, it will be a good website, and you can see. I mean, GoDaddy Aero. I mean, and then, yeah, this is me just being honest. I'm not selling GoDaddy Aero or something like that. And again, maybe I should ask them for an affiliate link. Um, but yeah, maybe GoDaddy Aero. And once again, we do cover affiliates in another module with influencers and sponsorship. That is a plug for the other course, the other modules, by the way, if you've not done them. But yeah, that is one module. And influencers, affiliates, and sponsorship. That is one module, or one module you can do. But yeah, so you can see there what we've done. We've created a website from pretty much start to finish. And as I mentioned, if I'm being absolutely honest with you, the GoDaddy version that I've just worked on now is probably the best by a mile in terms of the other ones that I've done. So when I've done demos with other students and demos with other classes and things like this, and I love doing this demo because it kind of shows you in real time how it works. It's not something that was done without you knowing. You've seen the what I've come across, how I've had to deal with other odd challenges, the different bits that it did, what it didn't do, and all that kind of stuff. So I've done it in real time. So let me go back to the website. It's not give me a just as that is give me a beep in the air. That was good timing. So what I'm going to do is now I'm just going to press screen share first and share that with you. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to put hopefully the finished. So now it's saying it's done that. So right now you can see, so it's order confirmation. Let's have a look. So what happens here? Live item quantity controls, animated then row, free delivery option, promo, blah blah blah, sticky step one detail, express next day, order confirmation. So yeah, I mean, whether it does this payment or not, I don't know. Let me just have a bit of a play around on this for a second. So I'm going to click product. I'm going to click this one. Let's just say we want to buy this. Let's click add to basket. Oh, I like the way it turned green as well momentarily. It's quite clever. Let's click on there. Proceed to checkout. Like I say, I've not done this. This is live literally as we see it. Um, it's already, I'm not going to bother with the discount code. I just want to see how this might work. I'm going to proceed to checkout. So it's asked for these details here as you normally would do. So, yeah. So that's the bit that we're probably going to have to pay a bit more attention to. So if you were doing your own website, you would enter your details and then see. But the fact is, got all this, even if the payment bit doesn't work at the end, that should be relatively easy to add at the end, and it won't be a big thing because it looks like it's got quite a bit here. So, but yeah, it's quite interesting. I mean, I don't think I can. You can see there the asterisks are there, so I can't just to not type anything in. So then the options it gives you here: publish the site, make contact details, and send real email. So you can see it's already prompting me there to say, "Kaz, think about your domain and stuff like that." Connect real payments with there you go. Connect real payments with Stripe. There might be some of you that are screaming at the screen saying, "Guys, read it." It says there, connect real payments. So you can see the thought process is there. So that means you'll need a Stripe account, which means you'll be able to buy and sell. So what Stripe does is allow you to take card payments. For those of you who don't know it that well, if you created a business and said, I want to take Apple Pay, the way you would do it is you'd have to have a Stripe account and then you link the Stripe account. So you can see it's already thinking about that, which is good. Connect real payments with Stripe, refine the design. So you can see, so we basically created a website in what, how long did it take? Probably about half an hour. And yes, we will have to go back and finesse it, but that's not bad, is it? I mean, 30 minutes to create a website. And just one more thing I'm going to check with you here is it says upgrade. This might give us an indication of pricing. Let's have a look. So do more with the played plan. Deploy product ready code, get AI credits every month, publish your app. So it looks like if I'm going to publish, hang on, let's look. There we go. Hopefully it's going to give me the pricing here. There we go. Let's have a look at this. So it says build yearly, which let's be honest, we're not going to do. So click monthly. So, wow, God, that's not as cheap as I thought. So the starter is it gives you 150 AI credits per month, which basically means, sorry guys, I'm gonna have to put my glasses on just to get an insight onto there. So you can see 150 AI credits a month. Let's see what that gets you. Plan credits reset monthly. Any unused credits from the previous month won't carry forward. So let's have a look. Connected domain, which makes sense, yeah. Download app code. Download your app source code. So obviously you can do something with an app. This gives you 300 credit. This gives you 750. So what is it? Unlimited app creation. So it gives you unlimited app creations anyway. One published app on our site. So this means, oh, right, okay. So you can see here 10 published apps on our site. So this is where the business end comes in. Fifth, so basically, unless I'm reading this wrong, and once again, please do not quote me on this. So it's saying to me £149 a month, and I can publish 50 websites. So does that in theory mean I could have 50 websites, 50 different clients, and all I'm paying is £149 a month? There will be VAT on that as well, so you can add another £30. So you're 150, so 100, basically £180 a month you'll be paying. But if you don't want to go that high, you can go. So let's look at the difference here. I think the thing I need to find out is the credits, what it gives you. Like it does it, how is it based on visitors? Let's have a quick look around here. See if we can see anything about credits. There's not mention about credits here. Let's have a look. What I'll do is I'll have a bit of a play around on it and see what the credits actually mean. We'll see what the credits provide us with and how it basically works. So is it worth having the credits or not? But you can see there, hopefully, if you didn't take a screenshot, you can go back to the recording and take a screenshot of the pricing. So what I'm going to do now, guys, I'm just going to go back onto the slideshow. So, as I mentioned, now it's your turn. Go to the activity and do it yourself and tell me how great you've done. Share it in the questions, maybe ask a question, or maybe share a screenshot, maybe connect on LinkedIn and tell me about it there. Or if you go on to be a millionaire or something, you could give me credit for it and say it was all down to Kaz. But no, on a serious note, let's see how you get on with it.